girl in the garden. Hi, I'm Tina, and today I am going to try to make stuffed onions. When I first thought that maybe I'd like to try that, I couldn't really find much information, and then boom, all of a sudden I did. So, I am basically trying to take the things I'm growing and figure out once I harvest what I'm going to do with it so I can make sure I don't waste anything. So basically, I put a roast in here. Yeah, I started to get started and realized I wasn't recording. Onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper, and then I'm going to cook it in some green enchilada sauce. So I'm going to get the enchilada sauce in there and let this get to cooking and try to figure out the rest of my recipe. We'll see how it goes, if it turns out or not. All right, see you soon. All right, while our meat is cooking, it's almost done. Excuse me. I'm going to get my onions prepared. Sticking with my green theme, I got me some more green enchilada sauce, which I will steam the onions in. My last 4 onions I got at a great price. Even my knife is green. And I'm going to put it in my Dutch oven and stick it in the oven. I'm going to do 350 and I'm going to start checking at 30 minutes because I don't want them fall apart, but I want them softened so I can fill them and top them, because I'm going to eventually top them with cheese, which needs to be melted as well. All right, well, let's get started preparing our onions. All right, so I have sliced off the top. By leaving the roots on, I think that it will hold its integrity better. So we will see. So let me get the rest of these in. Then we're going to put in our green enchilada sauce. We're going to put it in our Dutch oven at 350 for about 30 minutes, maybe 45. Sorry, I jumped the gun. I am cutting off the little root part, but leaving most of, what's underneath that intact. I don't know what you would actually call it. But anyway, because I don't want those little roots to come loose in my pot of green enchilada sauce, because we're going to use it all up. All right. I'll see you soon. All right, our onions are done. I poured in about a half of that large can of green enchilada sauce. I'm going to put the lid on this baby, and I'm going to start cooking it. All right, see you soon. All right, here's our onions. They actually cooked for an hour and 15 minutes. I haven't even tested them. I'm going to let them cool. I'm going to put the lid back on. Oh, I'm going to test them before I do that. But because they're going back in the oven, I really don't want to overcook them just yet. Hopefully not at all. But anyway, I did kind of roll them around as they were cooking to let all sides kind of soak up some of that green enchilada sauce, hopefully. So now I'm going to let them cool, and then we're going to try to take out the centers. All right, let's see what happens. All right, the onions are cool enough to handle. So once I get the centers out of each of them, they will come back over to our pot with enchilada sauce. And then I'm going to fill it up with our shredded beef, a little bit of refried beans, top it with cheese, and bake it until the cheese is melted. Now the center of the onions, I will be chopping and throwing it into our meat. All right, let's see what I can do. All right, there we go. There's our stuffed onions. So the one thing I didn't do is I didn't show you how I cored them. And I actually just kind of used a spoon and scraped out the inside. Then I got smart and I took a knife and kind of cut around the inside so I could take it out a little bit easier. I had warmed up the shredded beef and the refried beans. So really all I have to do at this point is melt the cheese. You can see some cheese fell into the enchilada sauce. That's okay. So really these shouldn't take long at all, and then we can try one and see. I'm sure I've got a long way to go to perfect this, but it sounded good to me. All right, see you soon. Oh, and here is our enchilada stuffed onion. I don't think it looks too bad. I put some of the enchilada sauce that the onions cooked in. I kind of put that on top. Then I put some more shredded beef around it. a little bit of cheese. It's going to kind of get a little bit melty because everything's hot. The cheese on top is nice and melty. So now, let's see if I can find someone to taste test. Well, folks, like I said, I probably got a long way to go to perfect this recipe. Because I had let the onions cool so I could handle them, and then I only put them back in the oven long enough to melt the cheese. The inside was still a little bit cool. It didn't get heated all the way through. So I'm going to keep working on it. If you give it a try and you figure out something that works, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up, a like, share my video, and again, comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for spending some time with me. Let's keep seeing what we can do with all these onions. See you next time. This is Tina, the girl in the garden.